Hi, I'm Chef Matt Chatfield here at the Roth Living Showroom in Kansas City, Missouri, and we're going to have some fun in the kitchen today. I'm going to cook some seared halibut on the griddle feature on one of our range tops. And I want to have some fun showing you how to make a unique fried rice style. My wife is from Indonesia, and we're going to use some components of Indonesian fried rice and make it our own a little bit. We're also going to cook off some fresh Asian vegetable to go with that on the griddle. This is everything very fresh, very vibrant, short amount of time, and you've got this huge flavor and beautiful presentation. So we're going to start off with, we've preheated our griddle to 400 degrees. Now, when we're searing off some whitefish, such as halibut or sea bass, tilapia, we're going to want a really hot griddle because there's a low fat content in that fish. And so as a result, we need a little bit higher heat to get caramelization with that, okay? So let's start off by getting the fish searing, all right? And we're going to season it up with a little bit of kosher salt and cracked pepper on that presentation side or top side of the fish. I have taken the skin off of this. If you want to leave the skin on, you're welcome to. And we're going to grab some olive oil to cook with. This is not an extra virgin. This is just a pure olive oil, so it's got a little bit higher smoke point. It's not going to burn on you. This is easy. All right, and we're going to go ahead and lay those fish on there. This griddle has been seasoned while it's been cooked on, so we don't really have to worry about it sticking bad. We do want some oil down to create and help that sear and that browning crust, but we don't need a lot of oil, just a small amount. And we're going to season the other side of that. So let's go ahead and get our fried rice going while we're doing that. And while the fried rice is cooking and the components for it, the fish is searing, we're going to finish out our mango salsa that goes with the fish as well. All right? So to start off with, on that fried rice, we start off with some bacon. You can't go wrong with bacon in anything, let alone some fried rice. So I've got some chopped bacon that I'm using right there, and we're just going to spread that apart a little bit. And the other thing we're going to put on there with it, so we traditionally use cabbage. I didn't have any cabbage in the refrigerator today, so I'm actually using some Brussels sprouts that I shaved, which, guess what, they're little heads of cabbage, so that will work just fine. So I've got some of the Brussels leaves going on the griddle as well. Then we're going to let that cook for a minute. All right, so our fish is searing. Now here's the beautiful thing about this griddle, is that I can step away from it and do some other prep while the fish and that's cooking and not have to worry about it getting so hot that it's going to burn it up. Because it's controlled by a thermostat, that's really, really nice in that we can just simply let it cook and not have to worry about it. All right? Now, next, I'm going to show you a little trick on how to peel a mango. So a lot of people will grab a chef knife or a paring knife. A trick to taking out not too much meat from the skin, this taking the skin, is to actually use a vegetable peeler, okay? It only takes that top 32nd to 16th of an inch, really easy to work with, all right? We just set those peels aside. This is a really nice ripe mango. It's got a little bit of a green tint to it, but it is nice and soft. We've also got some flavors in this salsa. We got a little bit of heat coming from some chilies. We've got some pepper coming from some red onion. It's going to be a really nice fresh salsa that's going to give you a really bright finish to go with that halibut that's cooked up. All right. Now, you can play around and make it your own by doing a papaya salsa, pineapple salsa. You know, have some fun with it. All the tropical fruits are in season this time of year. Have some fun and make that your own. Now, you'll notice the shape of the mango is elongated and it's thinner and wider when you stand it up on its side. So we're actually going to take the sides of that mango off. Now, tell me the truth. How many of you out there are going, oh my gosh, when's he going to flip that fish? That's driving me crazy. When's he going to turn the fish over? I know it's burning by now. It's probably going to be blackened at this point. I promise you, it is in great shape. So we've let that cook for a few minutes. Now, let's see. We'll actually turn that bacon over first. Get that caramelized on the other side. Crispy cooking out. And let's see what our halibut looks like. Now you notice I did a chisel effect. I've got a straight edge, straight cornered metal spatula that I'm using. Oh, I've got a really nice light brown crust. Okay, now if you're going for a dark crust on your halibut, you might incorporate a little bit of a soy marinade or some honey maybe, maybe a little miso. There's different elements you can add to a marinade right before the fish goes on to help it brown a little bit more if you like that dark crust. But we're going to get a nice golden brown crust on that fish. All right. So I've got that mango sliced from the side, and now we're simply going to slice it into some sticks one way, and then we're going to turn it, and we're going to cut the other way. Okay, it's just a systematic cut. We do want to do a nice job cutting the mango and the onions and something like this salsa because we eat with our eyes first. It's very important that you get a beautiful visual on that salsa so that it looks like you spent some time on that, not like you really got a love for that presentation. Now, here's a little trick that I'm going to show you. So, fried rice is traditionally made with day-old rice. It's left over from another meal, and it needs to be used, and because it's dried out, it's not going to stick to the griddle as bad as fresh rice. So this is a perfect opportunity to use some rice up from some leftover Chinese or Thai takeout. You didn't want to throw it away, you want to make some other kind of meal out of it. Fried rice is that great avenue for it. And there's so many different things you can do to a fried rice that I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on today because we're doing this specific style. But each culture has their own stylings on that. So we're going to use the sweet soy sauce, okay? Mango is the brand of this one, but there's many different brands. ABC is really popular as well. And this is not salty at all. This is actually a sweet soy syrup, okay, if you will. And instead of drizzling in some soy sauce for that fried rice, we're actually flavoring it with something sweet instead. Now, to balance that out, many people from Indonesia will tell you they like it sweet and spicy. They like some heat. I know my wife Sophie, she eats Thai chilies as snacks with her meal, a little condiment. So we want to add a little bit of a heat to that factor. So we're going to add a little bit of some chili garlic sauce, that red chili paste. Good store. I like the garlic chili. It's got a bigger flavor than just the straight chili. That added garlic in there really adds a lot. Okay. Now, how many of you are saying, "Oh my gosh, when's he going to flip that fish?" The fish is fine. It's because the surface is not getting hotter and hotter and hotter. I've got it set at 400 degrees. It should stay perfect. Now, we're going to add some of our green onions to finish and for a little bit of color. Okay, so cut some green onions on the bites, which just simply means at an angle. Gives them a little bit more of a dynamic appearance. Like that. Alright. Oh, we got some beautiful looking fried rice. Now the beautiful thing about fried rice is that it really doesn't take that long to make fried rice. It's simply a few minutes of cooking some ingredients, and we are golden. We're good to go. Okay? So, we've got the fried rice here. Look at how beautiful that is. Okay? And we'll put that other one. You'll want to plate your fried rice toward the center of the plate so that we can lean those extra ingredients on there. Any of that extra fried rice we don't want right now, just that extra scrap, we can just scrape into that trough of the griddle. It doesn't go anywhere, and it's ready to use. You can use another spatula. There you go. You can always get through these spatulas and do a little fun teppanyaki style cooking if you want. So, all right. So now let's see what we got. Oh, beautiful golden brown crust on that side as well. I'm going to go for that presentation side. Okay. So now we're going to simply lay the fish at a little bit of an angle like that. And we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get some choy going on the grill real quick. So choy is a simple word for Asian vegetable, okay? And I'm gonna cut the core out of this just a little bit at the end. You can leave it in as well if you want, or you can pop that out. But I'm simply going to lay this vegetable. We're gonna do a little bit more olive oil, just in a roll like that. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna let that griddle. Okay. All right, so now this is a very quick cooking vegetable. We're gonna let that brown up while we finish our mango salsa for the fish. All right, so we've got our diced mango, and then you can use either yellow onion, white onion, red onion. I like red onion because the color pops with the orange-yellow appearance of the mango. All right. Also, we've got a little bit of fresh serrano chili, Thai chili, anything that you pick the level of heat. Maybe you're a jalapeno person, maybe you're a bell pepper person. You don't want any heat, you just want a little bit of pepper flavor in there. Right? You like habanero or Scotch bonnet, make it really hot, go for it. All right? And then we're gonna do a little bit of fresh lime juice in there. Okay, the juice of one lime should be good. It's gonna really heighten the flavor of that salsa. And then we're gonna do a little bit of salt pepper. Salt pepper is gonna bring out those flavors. And then I looked through my garden this morning, our garden, and I had some micro cilantro, a little top of that. We've got some fresh mint, so I'm gonna put a couple of leaves of fresh mint in there. And then actually some fresh dill out of the garden as well. And we'll save the top of that for a little bit of presentation on the plate. And we're just gonna give these a little rough chop. Now, there we go. So those herbs are chopped up a little bit. Just, if you had smell-o-vision right now, the smells I'm getting off of those fresh herbs out of the garden are just wonderful. So we've got that beautiful salsa ready to go. We're going to drape some of that on the fish, and that vegetable should be coming off in just a minute or two. All right. So at this point, we'll drizzle olive oil on this side, and we need just a little dash. Actually, instead of salt, pepper, we're going to use a little bit of soy sauce, okay? And soy sauce is going to help caramelize that vegetable as well. Let's get that turned over. Oh, so good. These heads of this Asian vegetable are so small. Think of them as more knife and fork vegetable, and not necessarily something that you have to go and cut up ahead of time. It's a simple split like that. Very simple to sear off. If you want to do a little 2 or 3 minute steam, you can on them in a convection steam oven or in a stove top in a bain marie. So we're finishing this off. I wanted to do the fried rice and the fish today because I want to show people all the different varieties of foods you can cook on the Wolf griddle. Okay, don't think just pancakes. This griddle does so much more than pancakes. It does all your different breakfast favorites. However, for lunch, how nice would it be I think this was probably going to take 10 or 15 minutes to put this together. And we've got a beautiful, fresh lunch as a result, and not time consuming. For dinner, we can think steaks, chops, stir fries. We did the fried rice, but also lo mein. Multitude of different things, from fajitas to skirt steaks to, really anything that you're doing in a pan on the range top with a small amount of oil, you can do on a griddle as well. And the difference is going to be, if I'm busy doing some other elements of the meal, I might want to use the griddle because I don't have to manage the temperature, it's doing it for me. Okay? So I think our vegetables are ready. And we'll go ahead and get these off. All right, I'm gonna lay those like that. Oh, such beautiful carrots, fresh, vibrant. Now, I will tell you, I know that some of you are saying right now, well, yeah, that looks like fun, but yeah, there's cleanup afterwards. That griddle got a little blacker afterwards, and I don't know if I want that for my next meal. Now, you're not going to get carryover flavors from the fish. Don't worry about that. But if you want to clean that griddle at this point, or you're wondering about possibly getting wool for your kitchen, and you want to know how to clean it, I've got a video on our YouTube channel, Roth Living's YouTube channel, on how to clean the griddle, okay? And I actually did it with my griddle at home, so you get to see my griddle in action, being clean, real everyday life, okay? So this is the result that you're gonna get from a thermostatically controlled, very even, fun to cook on griddle that Wolf puts out, okay? So thank you for joining us today, and I hope to see you back on our YouTube channel at Roth Living, okay? Thanks a lot, have a great day.